The dispatcher's voice was shaking. "Unit 12, abandoned St. Jude Church. Don't let him finish the prayer." Then, the radio went silent. Seconds later, another voice came through. Soft, familiar. It was my mother, calling my name. She'd been dead for 12 years. The church had been abandoned for decades, but its doors stood open, waiting for us. No wind, no birds, no insects, just silence so deep it felt alive. My partner Maya joked it was probably another prank call. I wished she was right. Inside, burned candles lined every pew, and every cross hung upside down. At the altar, an old man knelt in prayer. I called out to him. Slowly, he lifted his head. And where his face should have been, there was only smooth skin. Then every light in the church exploded to life. And he was gone. We searched the hallway, but something was wrong. It kept stretching farther the more we walked. Strange symbols covered the walls, unfinished prayers carved into old wood. Then, a child's voice whispered, "Don't stop praying." When we turned around, the exit had disappeared. In a tiny prayer room, I found an old journal covered in dust. Its final page chilled me to the bone. It listens to every prayer, but finishes them itself. Before I could understand what it meant, someone whispered behind me. A voice I'd never forgotten. My mother stood there, smiling exactly as I remembered. The same gentle eyes, the same warm voice. She reached out and called me Danny, just like she always had. For one impossible moment, I believed she'd come back. Then her smile kept growing, wider, wider, until it split across her entire face. Hundreds of pale teeth filled her mouth. The candle went out, and the room fell into complete dark. Maya screamed. I ran back into the sanctuary and froze. Black smoke gathered above the floor, forming a towering figure wrapped in drifting ash. Around it floated dozens of rosary beads. It had no... The church twisted around us like melting glass. It began repeating my mother's final prayer, waiting for me to finish it. Then I remembered the journal. It couldn't steal a soul unless someone completed the prayer willingly. I looked into the darkness and spoke its true name. By sunrise, police had surrounded the church. Maya was gone. The officers insisted I'd arrived alone. Back home, I replayed my body camera footage again and again. Every light in my apartment flickered. A whisper drifted through the darkness. "You never finished." I turned toward my bedroom and saw a faceless figure kneeling in prayer. Behind it, something smiled from the shadows. The bedroom door slowly closed, and I was no longer sure I had ever escaped St. Jude Church.